Hey everybody, welcome to Walkabout Europe. I'm Zilla Blitz, and as you may have guessed from the title of this episode, we've had £55 million in transfer money to spend. And as you may have guessed from the introduction, we may not have spent all that money very wisely, because it seems that our scouting and our scouts weren't quite on the same page as I thought we were. And they would recommend a player as 3 stars, 5-star potential ability, and then we bring him in, and it just wasn't as advertised. Let's put it that way. But we did we get a lot of business done with that 55 million. We've spent 52 million of it. So it was a pretty big shopping party. We're going to start by looking into some of those transfers to see how we may have been able to improve our team. Let me know what you think about them, because there's a few I think that we did pretty well on. There's some that are question marks, and there's a couple it's I don't quite know what I was thinking. But we'll take a look at those in a minute. Then we're going to take a look at Guess the Point Total competition. We have 17 contestants this year, a record again, and we have quite a tightly packed field. Then we're going to take a look at how we're doing. We're going to square off against first place, Marseille, which is, I think this is a test for our team. After all this shopping and all this transition, what have we really got? And I'll talk a little bit about that as we get closer to the match. So let's jump right in and take a look at our transfers. We're not going to look at all of them, but I want to show you a good amount of them because we were pretty busy. Just before we got here, they signed Marco Verratti, who, after he played a couple games, I realized it's kind of like playing a tree out there. If the ball hits him, he can get it. If the ball doesn't hit him, he's not getting it because his physicals, acceleration is 7, jumping reach is 6, pace of 8, stamina of 8, and strength of 5. He's physically not at all what he was maybe 5 or 6 years prior to the save. So he's played a start and 4 appearances with a 6.55 rating, and that might be overstating things a little bit. So I realized we needed another midfielder. But anyway, we'll talk about that. Since that time, when we got here, we've signed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 players with that 55 million. Let's see what we got. We've got some definite ones that I think are pluses. Here's our first one. I want to show you the good, the bad, and then the I have no clue, kind of undecided. So here's one of the good ones so far. Nathaniel Mbuku. We picked him up for about 7 million, potentially rising to 10 million. Super pacey, acceleration 17, pace of 16, finishing at 12, long shots at 12, but check it out. 7 starts, 5 goals and an assist with a 7.49 rating. Been playing him as an attacking winger out on the right side. He's looking really sharp. So that looks pretty good. Then another winner here, Bingoru Kamara. Our goalkeeper, 3.5-star current, 3.5-star potential, all kinds of green numbers right where we want him. We brought him in 6.92 at goalkeeper, which for goalkeepers I think is pretty good. He's looked really good, definite upgrade to us at goalkeeper. I think we paid 10 million for him, and he's supposedly worth 16. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Those are the 2 positive. Oh, one more positive. Ludovic Reis. 3.5 stars. This is the replacement for Verratti because playing a tree at midfielder doesn't really work in real football, and it doesn't really work in Football Manager either. I like this guy. I mean, look at it. It's like all green. He's like Mr. Consistency. Almost everything's between a 13 and a 15. He's got green in all the right numbers for all the right places for a deep lying playmaker. 6.87 and 5 starts so far. I mean, he's not going to be a star perhaps out there with the jumping reach and a couple little technical things, finishing and crossing. Yeah, so I mean, he's not perfect, but compared to a tree, he's pretty good. We only got him, I think he was, let me just check. He was pretty cheap too. 3 million, potential rising to 4 million. So I was pretty happy with that one. Now, let's go into the question marks. We desperately needed a striker. And I would tell our scouts, I would say, find us a striker under 10 million that looks like he can at least come close to starting. And they would go, okay. And then they would suggest left backs for 30 million pounds. And they kept doing that. It's like, guys, and I think I got the scouting stuff wrong. There might be some assignments I haven't quite figured out. So maybe it could be on me, really, to be totally honest. It could totally be on me. But it doesn't feel like it's on me, and it's much more fun to blame the scouts. So we're just going to run with that and say, yeah, it's kind of the scouts' fault. But anyway, we did find some semblance of strikers. This guy, Nikola Iliev, I showed him to you last time. He came in at 3-star current ability, which is what he was kind of dialed in as. But looks like he's got potentially 3.5 to 4-star potential ability. I mean, he's not great, but he's 21 with a pretty big upside, I think. Acceleration 13, pace of 14. For this League One, it doesn't seem like that's all that great. Finishing at 13, but he's pretty solid. He started 3 times. He's got a goal and 2 assists for a 6.85 rating. So I mean, that's okay. I do think we're going to need an upgraded striker, but for right now, well, I've been playing him and I'm playing one more guy that we have on our team, but the guy that we had isn't doing very well at all. So I'm going to go with this guy and see if we can play him into a better player over the course of the season. We'll see how that works. We got him in for $8 million. He's a question mark. Another one. So it's kind of funny because someone left a comment in the comments, and I try to make this sure this doesn't go too long. Someone left a comment in the comments after the last match that pointed out that two of our players, this guy Edward Chilufya and Karim Rekik, were really good players. And after they put that comment, and it was really kind of funny because literally about 4 hours before that, I sold both of those players. Chilufa, this guy, wanted to go and didn't want to stay. So we had to sell him, sold him for $12 million. I don't think he was all that great. He wasn't doing that well for us either. Well, I guess he didn't play. It was 6.6. So we must have sold him on early. He's pacey and stuff like that. But, I don't know, he wasn't doing that well. It didn't look like he was going to be that great. Rekik was 30 years old and a defender, and he wanted to kind of go, so I thought, yeah, we should probably get rid of him because he's going to go down. But the board's mad we sold him. They felt like we could have got a lot more for him, even though I feel like it's kind of the age where he could start to deteriorate pretty quickly. But anyway, so with that money, I said, well, you have to replace our center back now. Picked up this guy here, Caleb Okoli, for $2.4 million. Not the same thing as Rekik, but really good physicals, only 24th, a little bit of an upside, pretty good mentals, and good green numbers and kind of yellow numbers right where he wants to. So far, he's a 7.05 in 2 appearances, so he's done pretty good in the middle for us. But here's our project. I wanted to sign this guy because it's such a cool name, King Okoro. I mean, that's a cool name, right? We paid about $5 million for him, 2.5-star current ability, 18 years old, but look at the potential ability, 4-star potential 5-star ability, jumping reach of 18, 6'3", really good physicals, good solid mentals, only weak spot in his defensive numbers is heading at a 10. So the project here is we're going to try to play him as much as we can at center back and see if we can build him up over the course of the year. Jumping reach of 18 and a height of 6.3. When we put him on the corners, the goal is to hit it off his head. Pretty much every time we kick it, he gets his head on it. And because he's got a heading at 10, it just goes anywhere except in the goal. But it's entertaining to watch. So there is that to say for. So I'm hopeful he hasn't looked like that bad. It looks I think he's going to cost us some goals. His passing's not good. His vision's not good. I think he's going to make some mistakes and cost us some goals. The question is it going to be so bad that we really can't tolerate it? So we'll find out as we go forward. Another interesting signing, if you've been following it, Petr Pusic from St. Gallen. I desperately needed a winger to replace the guy we sold, and I thought he'd be pretty good. Our scouts had him at like 3.5 stars. We brought him in 2.5 stars current and 3-star potential. But I think he can play at this level. Unfortunately, he hasn't done very well. 3 appearances, a 6.6 coming in as a sub. But we're not giving up on him. He was so good for us for St. Gallen. But again, this is kind of a level up, so we'll see how all that goes. Then there's a few more in here that are kind of mistakes. I'm not going to show all of them. But like this guy, I mean, it only cost us under $1 million. He was rated 3-star current ability and like 5-star potential, and we brought him in. Really, he's kind of like that intro that we had. A 2-star current ability with maybe 4-star if we stretch it. He's not very fast. He can't really cross, and he's a winger. So I don't know what I was thinking or what our coaches were saying. So yeah, that's kind of $1 million down the drain. Pusic might be $1 million, might be $7 or $8 million down the drain. And we got a couple others like that I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? This guy was $120,000. That's not bad, but I don't know. He's just. There's a lot of problems with them, Yago Santiago. So I think altogether the bottom shows maybe we got a couple good players, but I think we probably blew about 10 to 15 million in kind of inefficient signings. Our scouts just weren't there, and we didn't have time to fully scout people either. So there's a kind of like buying lottery tickets with this, and some we hit on maybe, and most more we didn't really hit on. But the big question is how does all this mess? We got all those players going out, we got all these players coming in. How have we been doing? Well, let me show you. It's been pretty good. Right now, after we lost our opener, now it's both good and bad news, okay? After we lost our opener, we've played 6 more matches. We've won 4 and drawn 2. We haven't lost since we played PSG in the opener. You might be thinking like, wow, that's really good. So we got 14 points. We're in 5th place. Goal differential of 7. You might say, wow, that's really good. There's a big but here, though. That didn't mean it quite that way, but there's a conditional here. Let's take a look at it. When we look at the schedule, this is what happened. We drew against Toulouse 0-0. Then we won 4 of our next 5, including a 5-0 rout over Bordeaux. That's all really good, except for only Paris Saint-Germain and Toulouse are in the top 10 in the league. All of the other 5 teams we've played are in the bottom half of the league. And most of these, like 4 of these 5, are way down the bottom. So we've beaten up the teams that aren't very good. That means that today's match against Marseille, who sit in first place, 6 wins and 1 loss with 18 points, this is a test. I mean, if we can come out of this match and playing them on the road with any kind of points, a result, a point, even a draw, I think we might have something legitimate here. If we don't, then we're probably more a mid-table team than I'm kind of thinking what we really are. But let's see what happens there. Before we get there, though, I do want to show the Guess the Point Total competition because we've got a lot of contestants here. And here's what we've got so far. 17 contestants. Now, if it ended right now, the range here is really interesting. We have Wolf Tracks with a low of 60. And then Ralph Allright. I called him Ralph Allright because I assumed that's what it was, but his name is actually Ralph Allright, so I corrected that. Sorry for the mistake. Who won the competition last year, right at the top with 76 points. If we ended it today, we've only got 14 points. If we left the team, then Wolf Tracks would be the winner, of course. But on a prognosis of 2 points per match, which is what we've got right now, and extend that out over the 38 matches, 38 times 2 is 76. Ralph Allright is projected to win again with his goal. That would be pretty impressive to win against this crew of brilliant football minds for consecutive years. So we'll have to see what happens there. And along those lines, Rafa said he wants to name his player. It's a very humbling name here. He wants to call him Super Zilla, and he said take the highest ranked player left after the transfer window. But then the thing was that I wanted to mention, I may have mentioned that we have Yusuf Demir, who's just a superstar wonder kid, 22 years old. He's an amazing player, and he wants to leave. And I just kind of didn't offer him out to teams, so we didn't sell him this time. And that made him really mad. And so, but then I said, I'll promise I'll sell you over the winter. And he seemed to chill out because of that. So the bottom line is he's going to be here till at least the winter. I'm somewhat hopeful that if we do well, maybe he's going to say he wants to stick around. But we'll see. So the question is, Raf, do you want to have him be Super Zilla because that's the condition that you gave, or do you want to wait and give the second guy that, or what would you like to do? So let me know, and we'll sort that out as we go forward. And so I think with all of that being said, it's pretty much time now. Oh yes, that's right. One more thing. You may be asking, what about all the unhappiness? Because everybody hated me again, right? I promised to give these guys new contracts, and then I didn't, screwed it up, and it was kind of broken, and then everybody hated me. And the thing is, I was able to sort it out. They kind of calmed down after a couple of weeks, and then I went in, I kind of caved in, and I gave them new contracts, because one of the things I realized is that when you play at the lower levels of this game, you know, if someone asks for like $10,000 a week in wages, my thinking is I can usually chop off like maybe $2,000 or $3,000 on that bid and negotiate them down to like $7,000 a month. So I was thinking kind of the same absolute terms for some of these people asking like $45,000, $50,000 a week, but really it's more like a percentage drop. So I was actually able to drop them down about $10,000 per week off their demands in wages and giving a little bit of money in for like sell-on clauses and stuff like that. So I was able to get them down to a little bit more reasonable results, and we're able to sign 2 of them to extended contracts. This guy, Daniel Podence, who Custard Profit said, by the way, just never really did all that well for him. And he's been doing okay for us, but he's kind of alternating out at left wing now. And then the other guy who was mad. One guy who was mad seemed to kind of just forget about it, so I'm not really worried about it, and I'm not going to sign him to another contract. Oh, yeah, it was our left back, this guy, Tyrell Malachia. And we signed him to an extended contract as well. And I kind of like him. I think he's going to play out at left wing anyway. So there's enough of me babbling. Let's jump into the match and see how we do against Marseille. I'll see you in a moment as soon as I talk to the team because everybody's ready to play. Oh, right. We should go over our starting lineup, of course. So we are going to play Okoro, King Okoro, our new acquisition at center back, 18-year-old Fino. See how he does. He's looked really good so far. I think 7.2 rating. Been solid. And Okoli, our other signed at center back, is going to play at center back. Rice, our signing at central midfield, whoopsie, he's going to play instead of Verratti because we don't play trees in midfield. And then out on the right wing, Nathaniel Mbuku, who's been just tearing up the league. Iliev, our 21-year-old striker, to see if we can develop him into a League One striker. Yusuf Demir, our wonder kid at the center. I mean, this team is just full of stories, right? Podence, the angry guy who wanted a new contract, who's now not angry because he has a new non-contract. The left side actually is the angry left side, and Malachia, he was angry too. And then our Japanese Nakamura, Hideo Nakamura-san, playing a right back for us. One of our 4 foreign internationals. And Bingo Kamara, our new acquisition of goalkeeper. So, looking at this, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our signees are starting today. So it's kind of half a new team, huh? Anyway, okay, I'll talk to them and then I'll see you out on the pitch. All right, just one quick point before we go out here into the tunnel. We did that. I have faith in you. We now have 10 of 11 players motivated, so we're a little bit happier team than we were last time. So I think we are ready to play. I'm going to just talk to the press here because they kind of hate me too, so I'm trying to chill on them. Then I'll see you out on the pitch again. Alrighty, here we go. We're in our dark greens going from right to left, and I've zoomed in a little bit more. We had a comment that it was having trouble seeing the ball, and so I've tried to zoom in on the match a little bit more. And ideally, I want to change the ball. Was that Podence? Oh, that was Malacia, or one of our angry left-siders that gave the ball away. Here we go. Marseille is in the white, coming from left to right. Oh, they give it away, but Muku heads it away wildly. This feels like a threat. He's in on goal, but Chips tries. Was that a chip, or is that just a mishit? In any case, Kamara picks it up. One of the things I'm finding this year that is actually pretty helpful. Oh, here's a corner. Watch, it's going to go off Okora's head. Oh, he got it in. Did you see that? That's exactly as we drew it up on the whiteboard with the permanent marker. Wow, we're up. Mbuku off Okoro's head with his 18. Wow, look at, that's not a, I'm sorry, that's not a heading of 10. That's like a heading of 18 right in the corner. That was pretty cool. Yusuf Demir, our wonder kid. Malacia, angry on the left, hits it to Iliev. What's going on? This is Eric Bailly, by the way, playing right back for them. So he must have, somehow he floated down here to France after his extended run with Manchester United. This is looking pretty good from Marseille here. Come in front. This looks mighty threatening. He's going to get that shot off. Oh, it's even. Game on. Ha. Okay. That was right around Okoli, too, our center back, wasn't it? Okay, we're going to skip that just for the sake of moving things along here. 1-1, new game. We're dead even on XG. Well, not dead even, but pretty close. One of the things I am finding, as I was starting to mention, though, is that we don't quite need the depth, I think, that we needed at St. Gallen because we're not playing European football. So it's pretty much one match a week now for us, which is, much more sustainable. Oof. Get it out of here. Knocking on the door. Might be some adjustments necessary here. Cleared away. We're still threatening. Well, let's get something. We're using our 4-2-3-1, which we just really haven't changed much out of. Bailey, he can't be that good anymore, right? Give it away to us here. Offside. Yep, that's what I thought. All right, 19 minutes in. Wait a second. Let's do an encouraging shout to turn everybody green, happy face. Did I get that shout in time? Oh, yes. Mbuku picks it up. Come on. Got to get those. Forward in. Is this Podence? Okay, let's go, angry man. That wasn't very impressive. Come on, Podence. Giving you all those big bucks. Do something. Cuts across, as an attacking winger should. It's going all over the place. In front. Oh, did we hit the corner? Iliev. I do think, so if we do sell, FM Greeno said we might be able to get over 100 million for Yusuf Demir if we could sell him. He went for 100 million in FM Greeno's game. So I'm sending feelers out there for 108 million. I just want to shout one more time, make everybody happy. I can't yet. Why not? It's been 15 minutes. Oh, well. But anyway, I'm sending feelers. If we can sell him, because he doesn't like big matches and he's got an injury-prone marker. So I'm kind of thinking, if we can get 100 million for Yusuf Demir, I think I'm going to take it. Really, I'd be happy with that. I mean, just think of all the 1 million players we can buy for 100 million. Chipped in front, Iliev. And because of that, I might go for, I feel like the one big thing we could really use is an upgrade at striker. Oh, that was a nice tackle by Okoli. I think that would really help us. Oof. Yeah, maybe some help on defense, huh? Well, okay, this was fun for a little while. And, well, we're not out of it yet. Let's go, guys. Rice is on a 6.5. Okoli on a 6.4. It's not good. I might have to take him out at halftime. Come on, guys. Let's get going here. Okoli. Nice. That looks good. Malachi outside. Podence. We're threatening. Oh, and he gives it away. That's Podence. He's just not impressed. Wish you wouldn't have to sign him. But anyway. Uh-oh. Here comes Marseille again. In behind our defense. Marking him tightly for sure. Gives it away in front. And wide. I feel like Marseille's had the run of play lately. We're kind of grumbly on the right side. Nakamura, outside back, 6.5. Oof, that's not very good. With 2 minutes left, let's do one more shout before halftime. Let's do encourage. A 1-goal loss against a first-place team at this stage, I'd be okay with this, I guess. I'm hoping we don't get butchered. XG's not that far apart, though. 0.7 to 0.65. Shots on goal, we had 8 to their 5. Okay, I'm going to go talk to everybody, and we'll see for the second half. So we're starting the second half here. I might make some substitutions really quick. We've got a couple of frustrated players and a couple of incredibly motivated players. Our right side is really frustrated. Our left side, well, the middle is motivated. Let's see what happens here. Maybe just to kind of shake it up, let's try positive. Let's see if we can just take it to them a little bit here. Although I'm not sure that our emotional state's going to do that. Let's try to encourage now. Boy, the second half's been quiet so far, huh? We're going to make a sub at 60 minutes, too. Okay, everybody's green. Okoli's a 6.3. He's costing us. Let's get out our center back. I'll be right back. We'll sub out our center back here. All right, so we got rid of our 6'3 at center back. We might have to do something with Iliev at striker, too, here at 70 minutes. Come on, boys, let's get some highlights here. Okay, here we go. Our ball. Alicia to Okoro, back to Malacia. This doesn't feel like a place we're going to start a highlight for us. Oh, Iliev picks it up. Feed it out right. Yes, to Mbuku. Oh, he gets... Oh, was that a penalty, maybe? I don't think he was in the box, though. Was he in the box? Is this, like, not even a check? Oh, it's not going to be a penalty. Penalty is given! Yes! We are 0 for 1 on penalty so far. Verratti took it and missed it. Olivier... okay, he's our center... Oh, God, we're 0 for 2 on penalties. Yusuf Demir's given everything he's got. Oh, and our corners... Oh, that's so frustrating. Okay, I'm happy inside. I'm just a little bit frustrated on the outside. Yusuf, Luda, Vrez, and Demir, we're exhausted. Okay, I got to make a sub here. I'll figure it out. Then we'll be right back. I feel like we should be even. Okay, we made a sub at a center attacking mid. Yusuf is coming on. A corner for us. There's the corner by Yusuf. Batted away. Yusuf picks it up again. Can he get it in front again? Yes! Iliev! Oh, he's offside. God. Is he? It's always offside. I don't even know why they do this. It's always offside, right? God, we've had 2 really good chances. Was he offside? Yeah, he was offside. Should get you playing a 21-year-old attacking center. Wow, boy, we're all really tired, and they're not. We have to do something here at midfield, too, don't we? Okay, we're going to make our last sub a little bit early here, then I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to bring in Petar Pusic out on the right side, see if he can be a hero. Our goals XG is 1.83 to 1. We're double the XG on them now. All right, our ball starting the highlight. Nakamura, back to Reese, back to Aidu. Up to Yusuf. Yes, Iliev picks it up. Back to Yusuf, into Pusic. The great cornering ability. Loses the ball again. Recovers. In front. Yusuf blocked. Oh, good lord. Let's go. Keep it up. Okay. It's time for our second to last shout. Let's encourage. And let's go for attacking. All right. Let's see if we can stick it to him here. Come on, boys. 83. Let's get something. Uh-oh. It's going the wrong way. In front. Yes, gives it away. Iliev picks it up again. Give us some faith in you. We have faith in you. Seems like there is so much more potential on that. Okay, let's do a couple of crazy things, and then I'll be right back. We're going to make some changes here. All right, just doing a few things to ramp up the intensity for the last few minutes here. See if we can get a last-second goal. Come on, boys, let's go. We're not going to get it, are we? Bummer. Okay, unlucky boy. I'm going to go with unlucky boys. I'm not going to outstretch my arms. Unlucky boys. Yeah, everybody's motivated. We're going to keep up our morale here. I think that's important. And because if we look at, you lost the, I'm going to chat through this, then I'll be right back. So here's the match results. So even though we lost, right, 2-1, we outshot them 16-9. We're on the road. Our XG was 2.28 and theirs was 1.17. So, I mean, yeah, we lost, but I think there's a lot we can take out of that match. We had some pretty bad performances. Kamara was a 6.3. Oof, Nakamura 6.3 as well. But anyway, let me know what you think. I mean, I think there's some positives to take out of that, and we're not going to win them all, and we did go 6 undefeated. So, of course, we're 0-2 on YouTube. So we have perhaps, oh God, don't let it be another one of these YouTube curses. Anyway, going forward, we will play through October, and I think we're going to come back towards the end of November. One of these 2 games at the end of November. So we'll see how we're doing with another 6 or 7 matches under our belt. I mean, we're still very much a small sample size, I think, too. But anyway, let me know what you think about our signings. Let me know what you think about our signings and about the match. And then we'll see you in a couple months for our next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.